What's up, everyone? Here we are again, episode 7. Um, yeah, man, quite an eventful time since the last podcast that I put up, last episode I had up. Um, been going through a little bit of like some infection, some mucus and phlegm and coughing, and had this gnarly head cold and kept me out for a few days. I'm still kind of dealing with it. Oh yeah, I mentioned it in my last episode too. That I was still a bit parched and yeah, I'm still barely getting over it. Made it a little bit worse when I had a little mix up with the police. I was taking my girlfriend to work in the morning as per usual, and when I dropped her off, I was gonna go to the beach to do my laps or do my jogging across the beach in Patong. And I'm taking the main road, going down the main road, normal. It's morning time. It's dead, nobody out. And for some reason, there was a checkpoint. And I seem to be finding all these checkpoints lately, man, and just getting hassled by police left and right, and it's nuts. Uh, and I can't believe that I just keep finding these guys right early in the morning. Like I said, no, usually it's not a thing when they're out early in the morning. They don't want to be out there messing with people for no helmets and no license and this and that. So, um, yeah, it was definitely odd. And sure as shit, I get stopped. I had my helmet on, so he couldn't get me for that. But he asked me for my license, a motorbike license, and I have my driver's license. I try to play the whole game of like, no, this is for motorbikes too, this and that. He wasn't buying it, and then he wanted just to tack on. He's like, this motorbike, no insurance, no insurance on this motorbike, and I'm like, it's a rental. Like, how am I supposed to handle that? Like, what is? So he tacked it on me. He gave me 1,000 for one charging me 1,000 baht for no license, and then another 1,000 baht for no insurance on the bike. And I was like, whatever, man. Like, I was just trying to go walk at the beach. And he took my key, motorbike key, and handed me the ticket and told me to go pay. At that time, I didn't have any cash to pay, so I just told him, I was like, I can leave it here. I can come back and pay later. I just told him, I was like, I have somewhere to be right now. Like, can I come back later and pay for it? Whatever. He's like, yeah, whatever, up to you. He's like, but the bike's gonna stay there. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. It's parked. It's on the side of the road. No problem, right? Because I was like, you know what, screw this. I'm not really allowing this to fuck up my day. It's early in the morning. I'm still gonna go to the beach and I'm still gonna do my jog, right? So luckily, where he stopped me, I wasn't far from the beach at all. So I just walked. I walked from where he stopped me all the way to the beach, and I took like a lap or two, and then I just realized, I was like, "There's no way that I'm gonna be able to get that bike out. I don't have the cash to pay for it, so I have to find a way to get back home." And I wasn't thinking straight. I had plenty of people that I could have contacted, I guess. Not plenty, but I had some people that I could have contacted, but like I said, I wasn't thinking straight. And I was still sick at the time a little bit. And so I was like, screw it. I'm just going to walk back home. There's no point of me just sitting around, waiting. And yeah, so I walked back home from the beach, which is about like maybe almost 10K. And there's a big part of the walk that's like a big uphill. So you go through the beach is at Patong. You go through Patong, and then you have to go up a hill, which what they call Patong Hill, and then it crosses over into Katu area where I stay. And yeah, so I was like, all right, let's just do it. Let's hike it. I was in my flip flops, my sandals, my chanclas, whatever you want to call them. I was uh, just huffing it, took it all the way up the hill. Like again, like I said, I'm still sick. I'm still like kind of like getting over the little infection that I had, right? So uh, it became to be a little bit difficult once I got to the hill part, and again, you're breathing in nasty exhaust the whole time. It's hot, humid out. and then there's just cars and motorbikes whizzing by you, and you're just breathing in this nasty exhaust, right? So I think that kind of made it worse, made my being sick a little bit more worse, and it just made me a lot more fatigued. And like I mentioned last time, I think I just been very fatigued lately from being sick and not being 100%, and that really put a damper on my training and my fitness. Uh, just my waking up and going and going and going. And that's what I like to do. But now I'm still waking up. I'm doing that same thing, but I'm still waking up ill, sick, and messed up. So I know that's just a sign to myself. My body just telling me, relax, rest, and take care of yourself before you're able to go back at it. Um, because it's almost feeling like overtrained, But I kind of don't believe in the whole overtraining thing. I was listening to another fitness clip online, and there was a vet. I can't remember who it was, Dorian Yates or some old school bodybuilder was explaining that overtraining is not necessarily a thing, because when you do feel like, okay, overtrained, you're tired, you're fatigued and everything like this, your muscles are sore, but that's not just because you keep going to the disciplined training every day. It's because your body is lacking somewhere else in some other department. So maybe you're going hard every day in the gym, but now you just started to get like 5 hours of sleep instead of seven, or you're eight, you know, and that's where you're overtraining. That's where you feel like you're overtrained, because you're not getting the rest or the nutrition from the other departments. So, for example, you wouldn't feel overtrained if you had your sleep, ate your meals, did everything correctly. You can go on forever. You could have just the most longevity you could possibly ever ask for, right? But once you start staying up late, sleeping in, um, eating those fucking cookies at night, um, just not not stretching correctly, not doing those things. That's when you start to feel like you're overtrained. So overtrained isn't shouldn't necessarily be a thing, because you should be taking care of all aspects, right? And that's where um, I'm at right now, and I'm just trying to keep myself cool, because I get anxious, I get antsy. I want to just be waking up first thing, breaking a sweat and crushing my day, But obviously, my body is not um, repaired fully for me to start pushing in that same direction as always. So I'm just learning to be a lot more patient. It sucks because, like I said, I want to move, I want to do stuff, I want to get out there, I want to keep moving. But it's like if you guys are familiar with MMA and UFC, like Hamzat Chimaev, he always has issues with being sick, and I feel like that's because he pushes. Once you catch a little sickness, you just keep trying to fight it, keep trying to push through it, all sweat it out, or it'll just come out in the training, And that's kind of how I've always been, like, oh, I'll just sweat it out or whatever. But my body, as I'm getting older, I could just feel my body just fighting me more, instead of just me being in, oh fuck it, I'll be okay. Now my body's just like, no, we need rest. The body needs to um, repair itself, and yeah. So again, I'm still not stopped completely. Slowed down a little bit, but I still got to get in the gym and do what I can. Just for my mental, for my mental clarity, I need to break that little bit of sweat, just enough though, not enough to where I'm killing myself in the gym or I'm going maxing out or anything like that, but just enough. Um, yeah, and that just seems to be a bit of a problem. Not problem, but just something that I got to work on. Being patient, more patient, and just waiting for things to come into the correct, fall into the correct place. Um, yeah, which is something that, like I said, I've never done. Even as like a kid, I've always had like sports in my life, right? So I want to say my first sports that I got into as a child, um, it had to have been maybe baseball, t-ball. I think it was. Uh, it was the Braves, and my uncle, my crazy uncle, um, was the baseball coach. That's crazy. My uncle was yeah, one of the baseball coaches for my first team that I ever played t-ball for, and I think that's what kicked off my whole athletics lifestyle. You know, my whole journey in athletics, and I remember only maybe one part of really playing t-ball. I didn't enjoy it. The positions they had me playing, I didn't want to play them. I was either outfield or playing catcher, and it was just not my thing, you know. And I remember at the time, my sister, my eldest sister, she signed me up for it, so everything came out of her pocket, and she wanted to see me excel in just this sport, right? So I just remember not liking playing the game. It was just so boring for me. It wasn't my thing, and I remember I remember one time, like the we were playing a game, and like it was the end of the inning, and we had to get out on the field. My team had to get out on the field now. And I remember just telling my mom and my sister specifically, like saying, like, I don't want to play. Like, I don't want to go out in the outfield and just play, like wait for the ball. Like, yeah, I didn't like it. It was just fucking lame. And my sister was like hell you are. Like, you're gonna go out there and play. I already paid for your ass to sign up for this shit. You were gonna be playing. And I was like, no, I don't want to play. And uh, in standard, embarrassing fashion, my sister went out there. She grabbed me by my hand, grabbed me, walked me out to the outfield of the game during the game, and stood there out in the outfield, stand there next to me while I played. And I just sat there and I played. And I'll never forget that moment because like I fucking hated it. You know, I just did not want to be standing out there. I remember like sitting there playing with the dirt, kicking the ground, like fucking counting worms and shit like that. Like it was just so boring for me. And I remember she was just so upset because like I had no desire to do it anymore. You know, as a kid, you get something new, like, oh, new baseball bat, new gloves, new cleats. Like, I'm cool now. I'm gonna be the best baseball player ever, or whatever, whatnot, right? But it just doesn't. You start playing, you're like, yeah, I don't like this shit, you know, and it just wasn't for me. And yeah, that was my introduction to athletics and baseball. And I don't think I ever put on a fucking baseball uniform ever again after that year. Um, it just wasn't my thing to play. And what I did get introduced to, though, maybe before even or after or during baseball, I was into soccer. My dad, being from straight Mexican from Mexico, um, he had us playing with the soccer ball or the football, whatever you guys want to call it. He had us playing with the football. He had me playing with the football real young, and apparently I was good at it. I was good with my feet. If you notice, everything that I do, I'm very, very well versed with my feet. So that was something I can get into because soccer, soccer was quick. You had to be, and a lot of the times, yeah, you're on a team, but it's one on one when you're playing. You're in the field, and it's you and against this guy. He's trying to get the ball from you, and you got to get it around him. Sometimes you get double team, but it's on you, right? It's more of an independent thing, um, which I was really into. Like I said, I had my team, but I ended up um, being good at it. I excelled very well at it. So my dad really enjoyed that. Him being Mexican. Oh, my son's good at soccer. Like, fuck yeah, my son's good. And I remember parents asking my dad, like, yo, can my son come over to your house and play with Steve before practice just so he can kind of like get, you know, a little bit rub off on him, And I remember hearing that I played for maybe about like 3 seasons in a row. And yeah, that was the story for me. It was just like always, I was kind of like the star player. I wouldn't say the star player, but yeah, I mean, I was the one scoring the goals. I was the one running up and down the field, stealing the ball, making plays. That was me. And yeah, I grew to like it. I grew to like it. I don't necessarily know what happened. It might have been my parents' divorce, my parents' breakup, that made me just stop playing and stop doing it. Um, I can't remember an exact time when I had stopped playing. But I think my mom tried to keep me into it for a while because she knew that I was good. Um, but it just it never, it never bloomed into anything, other than just childhood playing childhood soccer or football. Um, After that, I found a skateboarding. That skateboarding till this day, bro. I'll still skate. I can still get down on my board and whatever whatnot, and like I can still bust. So I was one. There's very few things that I'll call myself, but one thing for sure is I'm a skateboarder. I'm a skater, for sure, 100%. I remember getting introduced to it by a couple of kids up the street from where I lived. They lived up on the corner, and they were probably maybe 3, 4 grades older than me. They were like leaving middle school into high school or something like that, and I'm still in elementary. So they were cool, In my eyes, they were just the kids that were cool doing kickflips and shit like that. And in the '90s, uh, skateboarding was kind of like an outcast kids thing. They were always bullied. By that time there was gang banging going on, so all the gangsters and gangbangers always punking the skater kids, and the skater kids really, were just kind of like the black sheep and whatnot, like quick to pick on, almost like how someone would pick on a nerd. They kind of assume, they kind of put them in that same category skateboarders were in at that time. But these kids were cool, they were like dope. um, I remember it was Benny and Levy were the two brothers that were really good at skateboarding, and they had brothers. They had older brothers, and one of them I think was Frankie or Freddie or something like that. But he was really good at skateboarding too, and he was an older brother. So like it was just like a lineage of family of these skater kids, right? And these guys were, I think, Armenian. I think from Armenia, somewhere around there maybe. Um, but yeah, I remember getting into skateboarding because of them, and I fell in love with it, and just tried to copy them. Begged my family to buy me a skateboard. I remember having them buy me some whack Toys R Us skateboard with bright green, neon green wheels that just bearings did not move at all. Shit like that. Plastic trucks. And that's how I started. And I remember Benny being really cool and like kind of like laughing because I'm the younger kid trying to be cool with the older guys, right? And he just kind of laughed at the board that I had. Like, what the fuck is that, bro? It's like, you know what? Give me that board. I'm gonna hook you up. So he took my board, took the trucks off, the plastic trucks off, and screwed one of his old decks to my plastic trucks and everything. And that was it for me. That was it for me. I had like a real style skateboard, like a twin tailed style skateboard instead of just a flat fucking fish board where the nose is flat and the tail is up like that. And I just felt so cool, and I was like, oh, I need to be cool like this. Like, and this is what I got into. And sure as shit, the whole neighborhood, all the kids around my neighborhood, we all just started skating, got picked up skateboarding, and I fell in love with it. I wouldn't put it down. And again, my eldest sister, she always, always spoiled me. So whatever I was into, she was down to do it for me. And yeah, it was skateboarding. She went and bought me my first brand new skateboard. And like, I am not gonna lie, till this day, this is how memorable it is to me. I'll remember exactly the exact board, the exact color grip tape, the exact trucks, and the exact wheels and bearings that I got. All right, and this is how I'm gonna break it down. Um, back then in the '90s, World Industries was really big. And I really liked the cartoon, the Devil cartoon, the Flame Boy, and the Wet Willie, the raindrop and the fireball. Um, it was just perfect concept and cartoonish like style, and I loved it as a kid. And I remember going, she was like, all right, we can get you whatever board you want. I was like, holy shit, any board I want. I was like, of course I'm getting a World Industries. But not only did I get a World Industries, it was a deck that man, I hope, I wonder if it's limited. I'm sure you can probably find it somewhere. But it is like the devil character from World Industries, devil character, dressed up as Uncle Sam. He's got the top hat, the American top hat, and then got the white beard, and he's pointing like this on the bottom of the deck, like this in the pictures, right? And it says, Uncle Sam wants you, because it's supposed to be one of those photos of like Uncle Sam wants you to join the army or something like that, but it's the devil character and he's dressed up and it says, Uncle Sam wants you to go to hell. And it was just the coolest shit as a kid, as a kid, you're like, fuck, this is awesome. Hell yeah. I want this board. So I got that board and I remember the guy at the front, he's like, you want grip tape? And I was like, yeah. He's like, you want just black grip tape? And as a kid, a corny ass little kid, I was like, no, I want the red. I want red grip tape. So I got red grip tape on my board. Um, I remember I had bought Grind King trucks. Grind King trucks were the trucks that I got, and then I had Spitfire wheels, and what is it? What is it? Reds China bearings, China Red bearings, and that was my setup. That was my very first skateboard, and I loved skateboarding. Like I said, up until this day, I still skate. It's a big part of me, and I got a big, I got to give a big thank you to my sister for actually giving me that gift, and because it's stuck with me. Like behind this camera right now, there's a skateboard that I'm looking right at that. It'll never leave my side. Like I said, I'm a skateboarder. If one thing, I am a skateboarder, um, and that led into skateboarding. Just led me into just falling in love with that. And then I didn't do much sports. Oh, I played as a kid. I hung out with them, but my mom wanted me to play a structured sport as well. So I played American football, tackle football, and I think that was the first. That was the first glimpse of discipline and inspiration that uh, I've received to want to like push and really go towards something. When I played American football, my first year, I was scared, because I think I mentioned this before in my other episodes, but they put us by weight, and I was a hefty kid growing up. So when I was in fifth grade, sixth grade, I was playing football with guys that were eighth grade, ninth grade, and yeah, so it was kind of scary for me at first, but I did well. My very first season, we had a very, very good team. We were a winning team, and what gave me that discipline was just the camaraderie with your brothers and your training, and the coaches are kicking your asses with burpees and push-ups and up downs and all this crazy shit, and you notice that all go through it. Um, so that really gave me this sense of like discipline and that hard work. It made me attracted to it, so and then even the next year I went to play, I was supposed to, because I was heavy, I was just a chubby kid, that I was supposed to move up again in the different division. But again, I might be repeating myself, but my coach from the previous year just told the people at the table doing all the information, saying, "Hey, I don't care what his weight is now. He's gonna play for my team, and come first game of the season, he will be on weight. He keep him with us." And that made me feel good, and that made me want to prove it to my team and to my coaches that, okay, I'll get this weight off, and I'll play for my team, and I'll play for the same team. And that made me very I just said that really hit me in a spot. Even as a young kid, I remember like I need to do this. This was my job. This was my job. Like, you need to lose this weight. And I was young. I was 12, maybe having to lose I don't even know, maybe 20, 30 pounds maybe. But I did it. I did it. Come first game, I had to weigh in, and boom, I made weight. and I stayed on that team, and playing football and like that and whatnot, and still like haven't even reached martial arts. I mean, I played like I said, karate as a kid, but that didn't that didn't blossom into anything as well. It was very short lived. Um, but the fact that skateboarding was always still there for me, that when I moved out of the cities of California, I moved up into the mountains of California. Um, the skateboarding kind of gave me a way in with the other kids up in the mountains because, of course, they loved to skateboard, but there wasn't much skateboarding that could be done there because the mountains were not built for skateboarding, right? So I was a little bit better because I was exposed to more street skateboarding and more stuff like that. That I was a little bit better than most of the kids around me at that time. And then, of course, come wintertime, it goes into snowboard season, right? So if you're a kid, you're a skateboarder, of course you're snowboarding in the snow, like it's just a fucking given. Um, yeah, so I got into snowboarding with my friends, and I liked it. Of course, it's fun, but it wasn't skateboarding. It definitely wasn't skateboarding. So that's kind of gave me a little bit of a, I guess, just frustration towards it because like the approach, it looks so similar, but the approach is very, very different. And that's just something that I couldn't figure out, and I didn't have the patience to figure out, I guess, at the time because I was already 17, 18. So my friends that are already snowboarded their whole lives as kids at 17, 18, they're hitting the big jumps, the big booters, the big rails and stuff like that, and stuff that I could be doing on my skateboard, but I can't be doing it on my snowboard. So it kind of like I was like, fuck, I just want to do shit like this, like how I can do it on my skateboard, right? And so it just it was just a little bit frustrating for me to learn it, but I mean, I would get down. I can keep up with my friends. It's like I'm a beginner or anything like that. Of course, I picked it up after a few laps, and I was off to the races, right? Um, but the the camaraderie and the friendship that you receive when you do snowboard like that, like, and it's really cool because you being there, living there, and first experiencing it, I was like, okay, I get what this is. Like, it's snowboarding at a resort, so you have your cool kids making fun of all like the beginner kids, the nerdy kids. Same like school. And it was kind of corny to me. That everybody, like, there was the cool kid crowd and everything, but you had to be part of the cool kid crowd to really, like, get in with everybody. But a lot of that had to do with just the snowboard industry as well. Like all these young kids seeing other young kids get sponsored and do all this other stuff, so they got to do what they got to do to kind of get their way in, right? um but with all that said, the community, not the industry of snowboarding, but the community of snowboarding that I experienced with the people are like beyond what I could ever imagine. Like, there's so many people that are close to me now that I've met through snowboarding and the snowboarding community. And like I said, not the industry, the snowboard industry. I'm not a big fan of. I've experienced the ins and outs of it quite a bit, and I understand it's not it's not the move, but the community, the snowboard community, the dudes that they get off work and construction and or get up early before work and construction and go and take some laps, and the locals and shit like that. Those people are good people, or the people that follow the snow, that drive all the way from fucking or come from Massachusetts, Vermont, and drive all the way across the country to come snowboard in California and just shit like that. These people, I know Aussies that came over to California to snowboard with us, and Swedish, Norwegians, everybody, Russians, everybody. It was just a great community. Again, not the industry, but the community. The people were so fucking welcoming, and mind you, I was big at the time, so I was very and that was very different. I wasn't your standard. You saw me, if you saw a picture of me, you would not think like, oh yeah, this is a kid that knows so and so, the pro snowboarder this, the pro snow skateboarder that. You would look at me and you'd be like, who the fuck is this bald headed fat kid? That's just what I look like. So for them to like accept me for just who I was and just being a big fan of it and just loving the essence of the sport, it was really cool because we all shared it. And not that I had to be well versed or very experienced with snowboarding. It's just because I was a skateboarder, so they respect that. Like I could see, I could think the same way, because you walk around as a skateboarder up until this day. If you're a real skateboarder, you go everywhere you go, you look at shit on how you can skate it. Like I don't skate hard. I don't know fucking who's the top pro skater now, everything now, but I can tell you everywhere I go, I'm always scoping a scene to see like, oh fuck, you can hit that. Oh shit, look at that gap over there. Oh shit, look at that little bump off the tree over into that gap. Like there's just so much stuff that just runs through your head if you're a skateboarder. And same goes for snowboarding. You know, when the towns fucking got dumped on with snow, you're going around looking at shit like, oh fuck, we could fucking build a lip to that roof, hop off that roof, and then hit that down rail and shit like that. So it was something that I could relate with them, and we got it because we all loved it. So if any of my buddies from the snowboard community are watching this, I love you guys, man. The snowboard community is the shit. All you boys, so much memories with everybody. It's unreal. Like the amount of good people that I met through snowboarding is fucking unreal. It's unimaginable how many good people I've come across, and I still keep in touch with till this day. So shout out to everybody out there, especially Big Bear Mountain. You guys know who you are. Fucking the Jupiter people, shout out. The Mafia people, shout out. Motherfuckers out there that was just living back then. Shout out to my peoples. Shout out to Big Bear. On that one, the snowboard community was just absolutely amazing to me. Absolutely. Like I can't stress how much that I met, how many good people I met through the snowboarding. It just so many memories, so much experiences that I've had through them, and a big shout out to one of my best friends, Ian, as well for introducing me to that environment as well. Like I'm very very grateful for that because, like I said, it's a lot of memories that stuck with me through that time. And at that time, that's when my everything started changing for me as well. Like I knew that I wanted more. I knew that I wanted more. So I got into the whole fitness thing, and I got into losing weight and keeping it off and staying disciplined because, like I said, back when I was playing American football, I got a taste of that when I was a kid. So I knew what it takes, and I knew that I was possible, that I was capable of doing stuff like that. Just never to that extreme to where I lost what 80 pounds in 4 months. So yeah, 10 pounds, 10 kilos. Yeah, 10 kilos a month. That's quite of a lot of weight to be losing. And yeah, it's quite the experience of just having that, and s- all of that just experience just helped me get into my fitness and my health even more, because living in Big Bear, you're in high elevation, it's thinner air. You kind of, you almost have to be a healthier person just to be okay up there, because if you're just fat and sloppy and shitty and you walk around, you're going to run out of air before you can even, get to the end of the street. It's not easy. And yeah, so that made me, really focus on my fitness and my health and my running, and getting into it. And just when all that worked out and got myself into shape, I just realized, hey, let's do this fighting stuff, or at least let's do this jujitsu, of course, at the time. And like I said in my previous episodes, once I got into Muay Thai, it was completely over. And at this time, when Muay Thai was coming up, because nowadays Muay Thai can get sold as like a fitness thing, get in shape, try something different from the norm to lose weight and have fun. That's kind of what a lot of people can sell it as now. I want to say when I was doing it, there was no selling it as a fitness thing. It was like Muay Thai is fucking painful. It's gonna hurt, and this is how you learn it. So it was very different. Like when I first started coming to Thailand, it wasn't a fitness thing. Like I said before, Instagram was in its infancies. Nobody really thought of doing something like this. So the people that were doing this were doing it for a specific purpose, and I was trained real Muay Thai and fight. You know, and it was just completely different from the whole fitness thing. There wasn't girls coming over and making vlogs and fucking training with fucking trainer this, trainer that, and having fun and kicking around, kicking each other and play fighting. Fuck no, we didn't get any of that treatment. It was great iron shit. It was fucking, you drowned every day. You drowned right to the point where you're gonna die, but you don't, just so you could wake up again the next day and almost drown again until you almost die. And that was the training. Um, that was the training at that time. And like I said, the people that came out to stay at the camps, we were all there to fight. We were all there to fight. So the big is a big difference, and kind of what leads me away from it a little bit now, because like I go to these gyms now and it's just like it's not the same purpose anymore. Everybody, and I get it. Not the fact that, like, not saying that trainers are lazy or anything, but the energy is different now. So um, if they were in a gym full of like dedicated fighters and everything, the tempo would be like, okay, come on, let's. But when everybody's just playful and talking and walking and having their own little social hour while everybody's supposed to be jogging and warming up, like, they don't give a shit anymore. You know what I mean? They don't care. Like, oh, fuck it. I remember I would get screamed at. Like, you would know better than to talk during training with each other and have a social hour. Like, oh really? Oh, you got time to talk and play? Fucking okay, come on. 30 kicks, bam, 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 bam. 30 kicks, bam, 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 bam. Clinching, come on, boom, kill him. Everybody kill him, like that. And it's just not like that anymore. And the reason why I like it, because it's hard. Before it was hard, you know. Now it's sold as fun and like, oh, let's enjoy this together. Let's have fun together. Before it was hard, and that's what got me interested in it, because you ain't gonna be coming here every day training if you have to go through that type of training. And the ones that do is because they really are real ones, really wanted to learn it. So it wasn't none of those fucking hi guys, today in the morning we're gonna go work out with fucking trainer crew, this and that, and have a fun time. We do some sparring. Like, no, man, no, get the fuck out of here. Like, you want some sparring? Get your gloves on, get your mouthpiece. Come on, you're gonna spar with four guys, you know and it's brutal like that. It's brutal. There's like tons of footage, and not just for the adults. There's little kids too. The Lek. I remember when I met the Lek. He was maybe 4 years old, 3 years old. When he was like maybe 5 or 6, they had him sparring hard, hard, like, and it was like you can almost tell it's like they're building them to get used to being used to that traumatization, because when the kids are like sparring, parents and not parents, but people all around from the whole gym start screaming and surrounding them and creating this scene, and this tense vibe. And as a kid, they're experiencing this, and they don't understand that they're being fine-tuned for this shit. They're just feeling like, fuck, I'm experiencing this crazy shit now. Everybody in the gym is screaming, telling us that we need to go, we need to fight, we need to fight. And I'm trying to fight, and I can't cry. And they're just, they're grooming them to when the real fight happens, that they're already used to it, right? So it's like a real mental battle that these kids go through at a young age. And like I've seen it. I was like, holy shit! They're screaming. You're yelling at him. They're even placing fake bets, you know, making it real for them, just so they can get that experience of when the real thing does happen, that they're already used to it. And sure as shit, the Lek now, he's just bumping into his teenager look now. So he's starting to get little abs. He's starting to get a little bit more muscle to him, and it's really cool because that kid, I remember seeing him go through it, um, and still going through it, and that's fucking crazy to me, That's super crazy because he didn't do it for the fitness. It wasn't Muay Thai fitness that he's learning, He's learning real Muay Thai, and that's why I said it's the difference between real Muay Thai and then like fitness Muay Thai. A lot of the stuff that we see on the internet and on the social media is plain out fitness Muay Thai. Fitness Muay Thai, because a real Muay Thai gym, they're not allowing you to fucking pull out your phone and filming and having fun and selfies and shit. Like, they'll be like, "Hey, what the fuck you doing? Boom, put that fucking phone down, get it on the bag, start training, 500 knees, go." And they'll pick up a stick, they'll pick up something like this, a stick, and bomb, smack the shit out of you. Go, stop talking, run quickly. It's hard like that. And that's real Muay Thai, because that it's not just learning a technique or learning a spinning elbow or learning a special sweep from the clinch. It's not that. Muay Thai is all mental. You have to be mentally strong to go through it, and that's the part I desired the most. And now that it's very hard to find now. uh, it's it's kind of turned me off a bit. Uh, you can still find your good gyms and still find your good trainers, but you have to go out and seek them now. You have to really go and dig deep to find these guys. And a lot of the times, because you're still having to pay for that experience, that they're just going to give you a show, like you're just paying for it. But if you show that you're serious and you really want to learn, they'll teach you. They'll teach you. But be careful what you wish for, because you get taught like that. It's hard, bro. You realize, like, holy shit, I don't know a damn thing. After 3 years of being here, I got to the perfect trainer just for him to show me that I didn't know a fucking thing, you know. And I have video footage to prove it. Like, it shows me like being super eager and super gung ho, but off balanced, very off balance. Then you see another clip of me working the balance a little bit better and in controlling my power. And then in like a third clip, it's just all brought together, and it was because he formed molded me into this type of fighter, and it was fucking really awesome to see. And you can still get that, but again, you got to kind of prove it as well, that you want to be experienced in that department, and not just have fun and post clips so people can hit the like button, you know and that's yeah, that's kind of how I see it nowadays, because like I said before, all these video blogging people were not here, not these fucking group sessions with 40 people, basically seminars. No, you want to come learn real Muay Thai, you have to suffer with the rest of the real Muay Thai people, you know, and that's just how I seem to, that's how I look at it, I guess, um, but I guess you can still find some good gyms still, some still good, a lot of good training. Again, you just gotta look for it. You gotta look for it. But yeah, with fitness and everything like that, my life's been pretty active, I guess you would say. I've learned to be very athletic with everything that life's brought to me. So I feel like that's a big part of my purpose, is just to deal with athletics and athletes in any department, really. You know what I mean? Like, um, and a lot of it is not just. I don't really necessarily have to do the sport that you do. Like, if you could be um, a swimmer, or you can be a hockey player, but one thing that we can share together is like how hard it is to keep going, and the mental the mental endurance you need to push through a lot of these breakthroughs that you need, and to overcome adversity, and just keeping your mind focused on the right things, and you will get there. Um, and I feel like a lot of people need to hear that, because when I was doing this training thing and I was putting myself through it, up until this day, I still don't have a mentor, which I'm really, really, really in dire need of a mentor, because I feel like a lot of people who are successful have people that they could turn to and have mentors and stuff. Uh, which, like I said, I'm open to, if anybody's out there willing to be a mentor, holler at your boy. Um, but yeah, I'm basically just telling myself to become the person that I needed when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Just someone who just gonna push through and not give a shit and just keep going. No matter what people are saying, as long as you're doing it for the right things and you have the right purpose in your heart. You know, that's basically what you should be doing with yourself. I firmly believe in that. Um, yeah, it's just one of those things where I just can't let it go. Uh, there's so much inside, so much passion inside of me that I want to express to people and let people hear me out and understand how much of a genuine soul that I have to give my dedication and all my focus onto something like this. Helping people break through any type of bad self-talk, stuff like that, and just learning to let those brush off your shoulder and focus on something better and more more positive ways, you know. And yeah, hopefully that's what I'm doing here now, just talking and getting things off the chest, and um, really really bringing things to the table. Like the name of the podcast, and really having uh having a good time about it as well, not necessarily just always being in a sad, dope, and down mood or nothing. It's just coming overcoming adversity and pushing through it and staying consistent with it and staying disciplined. It's just a thing that we all should start practicing a lot more. you know we're starting to realize too, being 40 with a big beer gut and barely making it up a set of stairs is not the move anymore. You know what I mean? um, Health and longevity, and just experiences, spiritual experiences, journey experiences, just experiences in life. um, I firmly believe that, like, that that holds more, um, holds more weight than just someone who's just doing a 9 to 5 job up until they can retire. It's just it's not for me. Definitely not for me. Um, but yeah, man. So all in all, hopefully getting over this sickness little by little and get myself back into the game full force, full fledged, and yeah, hopefully get into some more gyms, to work out in, some people to work with. Um, got some people that I haven't spoke to in a while that came up into my social media, and started talking and possibly get back into working together again with some boxing or Muay Thai and whatnot. And also friends in other parts of the world that could possibly use my expertise in whatever it is that they need me in. Um, but yeah, everything's been a blessing, and can't complain. Still here fighting. Might get up and lose every day, but I'll wake up every morning too, and still keep continuing to fight. I'll continue to lose until I win. That's for sure. Um, and I'm just glad that you guys can be along with me along the way to see how I've been overcoming a lot of life's adversities and pushing through. But yeah, hopefully that was a all right podcast for you guys. Gonna probably close it up here and come back to you guys next week on probably some more stories, more experience stories. Um, not necessarily Muay Thai, but of course Muay Thai experiences because I have a lot of that, and just maybe some fun stories, maybe some fun stories. I got some good ones. Got some times where uh, I've gotten locked up in jail here in Thailand and everything. So I'm sure you guys would love to hear all that. Um, but yeah, we'll save that for the next episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, if you guys are still watching, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know how good I'm doing. Let me know how bad I'm doing. Let me know if I need to rearrange my tables or anything. Um, yeah, just to hear anything, any feedback from you guys would be awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in again. We'll catch you guys on the next one. We'll see you. Are you cop? I'm cop. Praise God, man. Peace.